Welcome to the Creating Accessible Documents workshop. This training is intended to provide you with the basics of creating or modifying documents in various formats to make them accessible and therefore compliant with the new laws through the Americans with Disabilities Act and the Rehabilitation Act, Section 508. If you use another type of software that is not covered in this training, you may contact us directly. Contact information will be provided at the end of the training. Thank you for your participation and for making our campus accessible to all. These are some of the most frequently asked questions about accessibility. What are the laws or guidelines? What is defined as a document? What is an accessible document? How do I create an accessible document? And how can I check my existing documents for accessibility issues? Today we hope to answer these and any other questions you might have regarding the issue. You can click on the Section 508 hyperlink above if you are interested in additional legal information. This training is not just about Dalton State College, but is statewide. There is a local initiative called Access Georgia, a joint initiative with the Georgia State ADA Office, the Georgia Technology Authority, and the Alternative Media Access. You may see different terminology related to this law and access. The two most used are EIT, or Electronic and Information Technology, and ICT, Information and Communication Technology. The charts listed show the difference between accommodations provided through Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act and how they are used to retrofit documents, course activities, videos, and etc., and access through Section 508, which creates an infrastructure of access for all individuals. Why is this important to you? Because it protects the college from unnecessary lawsuits. It provides students and the general public an ability to obtain and use information quickly and easily. Accessible to all eliminates barriers. This slide talks about definitions. Documents can come in different formats, such as text-only or Word, PDF, which are text, images, forms, and even PowerPoint. So what type of documents must be accessible? Your tests, syllabus, course handouts, and any forms used in your office must be accessible. What features make an electronic document accessible? The ability to use a screen reader to read the document in an organized manner. On the link at the bottom of the slide for an example of how a screen reader sounds when reading a document that is not properly organized.
Illness with the resultant information you will receive in physiofailing. The class cannot class make Sir your ever part responsive lepoyer lack avoidant fully understand it preparation formicless.
All of the listed documents must be electronic and must be accessible. Organization is provided through the use of headings, fonts, and table of contents. Text alternatives for non-text content. Pictures and tables must be used for visual effect or to convey important information. Either way, all pictures and tables must be tagged. Colors cannot be used as the only way to convey information, and it is best to use high contrast colors. For example, a white background with dark letters, or dark background with light letters. We live in a visual world, and while visual appeal is important to some, organization of the document is just as important. There are several different types of PDFs. The unstructured PDF is an image file and therefore not useful with adaptive technology. Structured PDFs are an image file with real text underneath and therefore are partially acceptable. Structured and tagged PDFs are files containing real text and tagged images and therefore are the most accessible. We're going to review each type of PDF over the next 3 slides. On the left side of your slide, you will see text as seen by a sighted user. What is a PDF? PDFs are files universally used because it preserves all the fonts, formatting, colors, and graphics of any source document, regardless of the application and the platform used to create it. You also see a picture at the bottom of the page of a person sitting in front of a computer with his arms in the air. On the right is what a screen reader reads when it encounters an unstructured document. The text read by a screen reader simply says image. A structured PDF, as you can see on the left, the text is the same for a sighted user. However, on the right, you will see a slide of what you will see that will be read by a screen reader. It will read the text as such. What is a PDF? PDF files are universally used because it preserves all the fonts, formatting, colors, and graphics of any source document, regardless of the application and platform used to create it, period. Then it simply reads image. The tagged PDF is the most accessible and the preferred format. On the left side of the slide, you will see the text as seen by a sighted user, just as in the previous 2 slides, along with a picture at the bottom of the page of a person sitting in front of a computer with his arms in the air. On the right side of the slide, you will see what will be read by a screen reader. Remember, this is the most appropriate format to make a document accessible. Please note that the underlines in this slide are only for your visual purposes. The slide will read, Heading 1. What is a PDF? PDF files are universally used because it preserves all the fonts, formatting, colors, and graphics of any source document, regardless of the application and the platform used to create it, period. Image. Cartoon of a person in front of a computer raising his hands, period. The next 3 slides have screenshots of how to check your current document for accessibility if you have created them in Adobe Acrobat. If you want to check an existing document that you have saved as a PDF, open the document in Adobe Reader and select the Document tab. Scroll down to Accessibility Quick Check. Adobe Acrobat Pro allows you to create PDFs and will generate an accessibility report for you. Bring up the document on the right side of the screen. You will see the Tools tab. Click on this and then scroll down to Accessibility. You can then choose to run a quick check or a full check. We recommend a full check. A pop-up box will appear, and you should check the boxes for the following. Create accessibility report. Include repair hints in accessibility report. Alternative descriptions are provided. All form fields have descriptions. You may select others at your discretion. Once you've made your selections, click the Start Checking button at the bottom of the box. The accessibility report will not only list the accessibility problems, but will also provide hints for repair. Want full Adobe Pro loaded onto your office computer? Please contact OCIS. Have you seen the commercial for Staples where you push an easy button and tasks are completed with ease? Right now you might be wishing for an accessibility button you could push and all your documents would magically be transformed. While there is no such button, I can promise that creating accessible documents is really very easy. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share several steps that will allow you to create an accessible format or convert your existing document into an accessible format. For most of the remainder of this PowerPoint, we will address the listed items in detail to teach you how to create or modify your Word documents. We're going to cover cascading style sheets and headings, customizing those headings, table of contents, how to create and update, tables, columns, alternative text for images, and spacing, such as page breaks, new paragraphs, and extra spaces. This is a copy of a syllabus created in Word that has the visual elements that the instructor wants. As you look at it, you will notice that it has organization to a sighted person. Over the next few slides, I'm going to share several steps that will allow you to create an accessible document or convert your existing documents to an accessible format. Cascading Style Sheets. Since we now put many types of documents online, using Cascading Style Sheets provides information so users can clearly understand your intended messages, usually represented by visual cues such as bullets, and move easily through complex documents. These design features benefit all users. Note the screenshot and the yellow box in the Styles section of the Microsoft Word. For the example syllabus, First Year Experience would be my title. I can simply highlight that text and then select Title in my styles. I've also used bold font to make different sections of the syllabus stand out or draw attention to them. To ensure that a screen reader can interpret this, I need to assign a heading level. Highlight the text in your document, click the appropriate heading level to apply, and then right-click on Style to modify as needed. There are sections such as Mission Statement, Textbook, Attendance Policy. Think of these sections as chapters in a book. So I will make them Heading 1. By holding down the Control key and highlighting these sections throughout my text, I can change several headings at one time. Certain sections, such as assignments, include subheadings. So after highlighting those sections, I would assign them as Heading 2. If you were creating an outline for your document, then here's how you might assign heading levels. Assignments equal Heading 1. Research paper equals Heading 2. Annotated bibliography equals Heading 3. And types of sources equal Heading 4. Accessible documents don't have to be boring. You can also use style sheets to create dynamic, visually appealing documents. Be sure you've assigned a heading level or title, then feel free to be creative. Highlight a text in the document to make changes. Click Change Styles. Modify styles and font as needed. It is recommended that you use sans serif fonts such as Arial, Comic Sans MS, Georgia, Courier New, Tahoma, Trebuchet MS, or Verdana, and high contrast colors to assist those with visual impairment. For a table of contents, when you use style sheets to include headings within your document, it will allow you to quickly create a table of contents. Place the cursor where the table of contents should be located within your document. Under the References tab, select Table of Contents. Choose from the formatting options available. We recommend Automatic Table 2. You can also quickly update your table of contents by right-clicking anywhere on the table of contents. Then click on Update Table which will appear at the top of the box surrounding your table. A pop-up box will appear, and you can choose whether to update page numbers only or to update the entire table. When you are finished, click the OK button. Tables, graphs, and charts are often included in documents, and many times are simply a picture or an image that has been cut and pasted into the document. Just like a PDF, adaptive technologies are not able to interpret this information. If you want to include tables, go to the Insert tab on the menu and click on Table. Scroll down and select Insert Table. Next, you must specify column and row headings. To specify a header row in a table, do the following. Click anywhere in the table, on the Table Tools Design tab, in the Tab Style Options group, select the Header Row checkbox, and add your header information. To create multi-column documents, always use the Columns Layout feature. Under the Page Layout tab, select Columns, then scroll down to. If you include an image in your document, be sure to include alt text. This is a description of an image that can be read by adaptive technology devices or software. To do this, right-click on the image and select Size. Select Alt Text tab and enter a description of the image or images. Depending on the version of Word you have on your computer, you may also look for Size and Position or Format Object. For page breaks, when typing a document, you want to use Enter rather than hitting the spacebar between paragraphs. If you are at the end of a page, don't hit Enter over and over again to get to a new page. Go to Insert on the menu bar and select Page Break. For saving your document, if you want to save it as a PDF file, go to the top toolbar and click the Windows icon and scroll to Save. Select Adobe PDF. In the Save box, select the Options button. Select the Enable Accessibility with Tagged Adobe PDF options. Name the file as desired, select a destination folder, and click Save. You can check your Word and Adobe documents as well as PowerPoint slides for accessibility. Checkers will recommend improvements and provide instructions on how to fix errors. Click File and scroll down to Info. In the section Prepare for Sharing, click on the button Check for Issues. Select Check Accessibility. Word and PowerPoint will create a report and list the errors and why the error should be fixed. In this case, there are several blank spaces between paragraphs. A screen reader would read each of these blanks, and after hearing this several times, a person might interpret this to mean that they are at the end of the information. Some general rules to follow in order to create accessible PowerPoints are as follows. Use the available slide formats under the Design tab. Just as the Cascading Style Sheets in Word create headings and titles, the design formats for slides will organize your presentation into sections. Headings should be 32-point or larger. Subheadings should be 30-point or larger. Text should be 28-point or larger. You want high contrast, so avoid gray as a background or as a text. If you like color in your presentations, then some good text background color combinations are dark green backgrounds with white text, violet backgrounds with yellow text, yellow backgrounds with dark blue or black text, pink backgrounds with black text. Maybe you're more of a Zen person. Then you might want to use white background with dark red, violet, black, or dark blue text. Another way to ensure that your PowerPoint is accessible is to include notes, especially if you have included a video or a voiceover to your presentation. This becomes a transcript describing the content in this presentation. You can add notes to your presentation by clicking on the View tab, then selecting Notes page. Then simply type notes in the bottom box below your slide. If you save your PowerPoint as a PDF, it will create bookmarks that allow an individual to quickly search the contents of the presentation. If you created notes with each slide, the notes are visible by clicking on the call-out icon in the upper left corner of the slide screen. The next two slides are accessibility resources for you to create and modify documents in your software. If you have additional questions, please contact us directly at the information on this slide. Thank you very much.